When I first got the Talaria Komodo, the L3E version, which is road legal, I was super impressed. The build quality, the instant torque and the overall feel, it just felt like a whole new riding experience for me. But first impressions are easy. The real question is, how is it to live with it? After spending some real time riding on it, commuting, pushing it, and honestly just messing around, this is my long-term review of the Talaria Komodo. In my first impression and initial thoughts review of this bike, my overall feel was that this bike is solid. It felt great right out of the box, and that hasn't changed at all since then. The components still feel like high quality. Nothing feels cheap and nothing feels like cutting corners. And that is something you really first notice over time. Cheaper bikes will show their true colors after some time riding it on a daily basis. Here everything still feels tight and well put together. One of the biggest changes I have done since I packed out this machine and began to create all these videos about it is that now the restriction wire is now cut. And honestly, this is how the bike is meant to be ridden. Like seriously. The difference in power completely transformed the whole experience. It goes from being quick to actually insanely exciting. Throttle response becomes more sharp, acceleration is now more aggressive, and the bike just feels way more alive. But of course it comes with a trade-off, and that is range. Now that I am riding the bike the way I enjoy riding a motorcycle, meaning harder acceleration, higher top speed, and generally just having fun, range is not important. Especially not on this type of motorcycle. But it is something that you need to be realistic about. If you ride aggressively, the battery will drain faster. That's just the nature of electric motorcycles. At least that's how it is today. However, for city commuting, it is more than enough. And this is where the bike really shines. Short to medium rides, daily commuting, quick trips, that is where everything makes sense. One thing that keeps impressing me is charging time. A full charge from 0 to almost a 0 to 100 is only 2 hours. That still impresses me. That's fast. That means that you can ride to work, plug it in, and then already have a full battery when you leave work, even if you leave early. That kind of flexibility is what makes this bike so incredibly practical. And that's even if you are the type of person that like aggressive riding. You still have range for that. Now let's talk about one of the downsides of this bike. The seat. For shorter rides or even off-roading, it's completely fine. But on the longer rides, it does tend to become not so comfortable. You find yourself shifting around the weight, trying to remove pressure. And after a while, it becomes noticeable. That being said, this is an MX styled bike and it behaves and looks like one. You are expected to stand up when riding off-road. So the seat has never been designed to be comfortable on long distance runs. So if you want the look, that's the seat. But yet again, I have to review this as a motorcycle because it is. And the seat is not comfortable, but it was never meant to be. You know what I mean? The brake system has been solid from day one, and that hasn't changed at all. It has a good bite, it has been very consistent, and there has been no issues over time. I am though considering if it's possible to change the pads, but that's more of a personal preference due to what I am used to on all of my other motorcycles. And that's not because the brake pads are bad, it's just my personal preference. And that's actually a very good sign when you have to change the part because of personal preferences and not because you have to. In terms of maintenance, the bike is pretty much straightforward. You still need to treat it like a motorcycle, keeping it clean, check in on the bolts, check in on the chain, and of course keep an eye out on your suspension setup. But overall, the ownership has been simple and predictable. There have not been unexpected issues or reliability concerns, which is exactly what you want when buying a new motorcycle. It feels like something you can rely on and not, you know the feeling, always have a little concern of, does it break or has it been fixed? You know, that little voice is not there at all. And now I'm gonna talk about one of the biggest things there is with this motorcycle. Every single time I turn the key, it's mad fun. It is one of those machines that just invites you to ride. Sometimes a little aggressively, but that's just the type of bike it is. It doesn't matter if it's a short trip or just a quick spin. It always feels fun and exciting. Maybe playful is a better word. And over time, this is actually one of the reasons, even though I have multiple motorcycles, I keep going back to take this motorcycle over others because it's just mad fun. So after living with the Talaria Komodo, who is this bike actually for? It's perfect for the person who wants a lightweight, fun and low maintenance, easy to city commute and occasionally off-road riding. It's not a long distance motorcycle and it's not trying to be either. But for what it is, it does the job extremely well. You just need to understand its strengths and accept the limitations there is. Overall, I'm still genuinely impressed about the Talaria Komodo. It's not perfect, but it delivers exactly what it promised me. A fun, simple and an engaging riding experience. And it does that to 100%. And honestly, that is what riding should be all about. If you have been riding one yourself, please let me know your experiences in the comments. I'm curious to see what it has been for you in the long-term run. See you in the next one, folks.